Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, Tom Dog 247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Woo, baby, all right. So, we got a pretty interesting show lined up today, and I'm going to try to talk closer to the microphone because apparently I saw that I was watching back on my last uh on my show last week that I did last week, and it was cutting in and out. And so yeah, I don't know why, but it was weird. It would pick up my sound, but then it would just go, and then it would go back up the thing. So it was I don't know. It could be the microphone, could be the connection. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm gonna be trying to do the best I can to not have that happen. So um I think that's part of the reason why that I'm not getting the views because of the fact that people will hear me, but then you know, but then at times they don't. So that could be the problem. But we will. Maybe I should just sit like here, like Larry King did on his shows. Hi, caller, you're on the air. This is Larry King. I don't know. It's a horrible Larry King impersonation, which you will never hear again. I'm sorry. Good. You don't do a good impression of me anyway. And I should know because I am dead. um but yeah, before we get into tonight's festivities, we gotta do what we always do, and that's give shout outs and do the plugs and everything like that. Not the hair plugs because I don't need them. I like I like my hair the way it is, or lack of, you know. But we shall see. I'm not wearing a wig. Um, so, big shout out going to the Dorkening Podcast Network. Guys are doing amazing out there, Leo. I don't know how you do it, but you do an amazing job of putting out some amazing shows and everything. And you know what? The Dorkening is just one big happy family. And that's what it's all about, family. And you can check it. You can check out this wonderful family or yourself on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. These shows are all amazing, all equally awesome. Check these guys out. They're really great, and you don't need to take my word for it. Just see for yourself or hear for yourself, and check them out. You'll be glad you did. Big shout out to Carrie and Raz and everybody over at the Owl Light Network. You guys are doing great, man. Putting out amazing shows, and looking forward to seeing what other stuff you guys got put out next. It's going to be great, and looking forward to being a part of the ride. Big shout out to Melly Playful and Melly Playful and Tengu. If you like watching people play video games, then Melly Playful and Tengu are the ones for you. Check them out over on YouTube, and you'll be glad you did. That's Melly Playful and Tengu over on YouTube. And this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You can trade just about everything from Pokemon cards to autographed items. Whatever whatever you have that you want to part ways with, check it out, for yourself, and they'll take really good care of you, and they take good care of me, and they also repair gaming consoles as well too. So if you have a messed up console, you might want to check them out because they're really cool. That's over at and if you want to check out this amazing store and you just happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area, check out this wonderful, amazing store for yourself over at mnjvideogames.com. And this episode is also brought to you by Hardcore Sweet Bakery. Got a sweet tooth? They'll take good care of you. Happen to be in the Southerton, Connecticut area, and you want to check out this amazing bakery? Check it out for yourself over at hardcoresweetbakery.com. And this episode is also brought to you by Doobie Energy Drinks. That's right. We have the drinks. Well, Doobie does. I don't. I only have one more drink to deal with, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Apparently, what had happened was I was supposed to do this last pack on Saturday's Wrestling Prime show. However, because it was Austin 316 day, being um, March 16th, at Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, I had to do the I had to not do it because of the fact that, being the day I was doing everything Stone Cold related. So I drank Stone Cold's IPA. So yeah. So today, this is the last pack from the starter pack that I got, and I'm gonna put all the um, put them all together. Put the names of the drinks down, and I'm gonna next week's show. I'm gonna come to vote what drink I'm gonna recommend. It'll be fair. So give an opportunity to get the votes out and everything like that on various areas. So in the meantime, you can go to w.gg right now and use the promo code BRILL at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. So whatever you purchase on their website, use the promo code BRILL at the checkout and you will love it. Now this one, I'm hearing a lot of good things about, and it's Beach and Peach. And what this is, if I can read it, it's a mango white peach cooler. So, so yeah, that is the drink that I'm going to be using today with the help of my bottled water. I'm not going to put it in this. I am going to put it in this. It will help if I show the little tumbler here. So, gotta show that off. Mwah! Love this thing. Got one of these bad boys over at w.gg. Use that promo code BRILL that you see right there scrolling down at the bottom there. Save 10% off of this if you want to get one of these for yourself. So I strongly suggest. So, all right. So let's open this up. I did wash it. I wash it after every use. So it's a nice aroma after cleaning it thoroughly. We're talking soap and water, my friends. Yeah, let's open this up. I hope I don't get any residue on me. And I muted the mic. Sorry about that. My arm here. So that's going in there. Let's listen to this. 45 years old. Good PSA for everybody. Check your price date. That was so horrible. What a way to pitch a product. Part of the reason why I'm not getting any sales. I'm not getting any recommendations. I'm doing stupid shit like this. Nobody's picking this up. It's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sound like I'm peeing. There we go. Tighten that up. Ah, crap. Yeah, I don't think I had this properly closed. I don't. There we go. Yeah, I'm providing dialogue. This is the longest demonstration ever. I'm all shook up now. Apparently, so is this. Yeah. Okay. All right. No turning back now, right? I love this product. I haven't tried this flavor yet, but I am going to. See, I'm burping already. Yeah, this is the longest. This is the longest I'm doing this. I don't have much to talk about in my monologue, so yeah. All right, here we go. Here's. That is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Mango and peach. That's a good combination. But you don't need to take my word for it. Get some for yourself. All you got to do is go to w.gg. But you're probably asking yourself, Tom Dog. And I go, yeah. What is W? What is W energy drinks? But I'll tell you, and it's on this little card right here. On this little card. W gives you the focus and energy without the crash and the jitters. It has no sugar, no fillers, and no artificial dyes. And it's a nifty product. It really is. It's a really good product. Some energy drinks has the dyes, has the dyes in it. You don't want that. It has the fillers. Don't want that either. And it has no sugar. you definitely don't want sugar. The only sugar that you should have is when you're with your loved one and you go, and she goes, "Give me some sugar, baby." Or they'll call you sugar daddy. You can call her the sugar mama. And then 9 months later, you can have a sugar baby. That's the only type of sugar you should have. So why am I putting this in this promo? I have no idea. But it won't give you the jitters and crest. And yeah, I sometimes yawn, but hey, I'm busy. And I don't drink this every day. But I digress. But you can go and try it yourself by going to w.gg right now. Use the promo code Brill at checkout to save 10% on your purchase. So you can get this amazing flavor, beach and peach, hang out on your deck or whatever. Just kick your feet up, relax, and just enjoy whatever moment you have and everything, and you'll feel good. Or if you got errands to run, or you want to go on that exercise, go on that walk. Go ahead, go on a walk. Bring this with you. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it, and you'll be glad you did. So go ahead, go to w.gg right now. Use the promo code Brill at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. Trust me, you will love it. So, um, I got a question for everybody. What is everybody doing on April 6th and the 7th that does not require you watching WrestleMania? Like me. I think I know what we're going to be doing. If the answer is not doing anything, I got a solution. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, head on down to the Connecticut Gamer and Anime Con on April 6th and the 7th at the Mohegan Sun Convention Center. Going to be tons of stuff, video games, magic, Pokemon, anime, cosplay, and more. You might want to check this place out because it's going to be awesome. Ned Luke from GTA, Franklin and Michael from GTA, the characters of GTA 5, they're going to be there. And what's sad about it is that I won't be. I'm a bad person. I really am. I'm a really bad person for this. But I have a legitimate reason. I got to review WrestleMania night 1 and 2. I have to. I'm sorry. I want to be there in person, hang out with Jar Jar Jeremy from Splash Pages, but I can't because I got a project to do, and I want to go. But I can't. But I'm going to be there in spirit. I think that's good, and maybe Jar Jar can tell Franklin and Michael, the actors who play Franklin and Michael from GTA 5, that Tom Dog says hi. Tom Dog's a big fan. I love GTA 5, and I'm still playing it. Even when GTA 6 comes out, I'm still going to play GTA 5. I mean, I'll, hop in every now and then because GTA 6 will be out. And I got to review that and also play the hell out of that. But I'm still going to go back and play GTA 5. Hey, love the classics. What can I say? But yeah, they're going to be there. And Jar Jar Jeremy's going to be there too. Tell Tell him those says hi. I'm sure he knows. He's probably watching right now. And if he's not, he'll probably watch this on the loop, and whenever he wants to. So shout out to Jar Jar Jeremy from Splash Pages. Check that show out. That's really good. Over at the Dorkening Podcast Network. And so yeah, this is going to be a really good show. And yeah, sadly, unfortunately, I won't be able to go to it because, like I said, I gotta review WrestleMania nights 1 and 2, and it falls on that same day. So yeah, conflicting, I know. So, but I'll be there in spirit. But if you guys aren't doing anything and you don't want to watch WrestleMania, check out the website over at ctgamercon.com for tickets and information. However, I will go to Terrificon, which is going to be on from August 16th through the 18th at the Mohegan Sun Expo Center. I'm going to check that place out. Going to have comic book creators, celebrities, and cosplayers, and so much more. You might even bump into the guy that runs the place. Good man. Haven't met him yet, but he's a really cool dude. Mitch Halleck. Special shout out to him. He's got one terrific con. And you want to check it, but you don't want to take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. And for tickets and information, you might want to go to Terrificon.com. Yeah. There we go. Yes, sir. Off the top. That's wrong. So, let's see. Where was I at last week? Last Friday, to be exact. I was at a really cool place in town, my hometown, my new hometown. I was at Happy's Indoor Golf. There was a little event that I forgot to mention last week, and so yeah, it was a nice little donation event. Get to watch Happy Gilmore while playing some indoor putting and everything, and it's that's an awesome place. I love it. I love indoor golf. I played. I fell in love. I fell in love with indoor golf when they first opened up, and I checked out the place when they had the Apple Harvest Festival. I talked about it last season, and it was a really cool, a really cool place. And so they had this little event, and I said I had to go. I had to go because I need to get out of the house. Ever since my family and I moved here a couple years ago, I, you know, I haven't really gone out. I mean, I've gone out, but not as much as I should have. And I don't really know anybody in this town. I really don't. I mean, it's a lovely town. I love this town. I really do. Everybody's so nice and cool and awesome. And I met some really cool and awesome people at the event, at this little event that they had going on. And the after party was even cooler. We went to the bar, which is like a couple doors down, and had a couple of drinks, and then I went, sung some karaoke, and yeah, I had a great time. Had a really great time. Made some friends. Had a blast. Plan on doing it again. And yeah, but tomorrow I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy tomorrow because I'm going to check out that Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So yeah, Ghostbusters makes me feel good. You know what I mean? So yeah, somewhere out there, somewhere out there, Drew from Splash Pages is like, Tom Dog, get out. Shout out to you, Drew. Love what you do. So yeah, um, but yeah, I plan on hanging out with these guys again, sing some show tunes. Women were checking me out because I was looking snazzy and singing some really cool songs. And so yeah, yes sir. I'm gonna have a lot of fun next time. Never know, never know. So, but yeah, that was my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, I really did have a good time, and yeah, really cool time, and so shout out to some new friends that I made. I hope they're watching out there. So yeah, um, what else is going on? What else is going on? In the world? Yeah, yeah, the Beetlejuice 2 trailer came out today. That is a good trailer. Oh my god, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. I mean, it actually looks more. I mean, the Beetlejuice costume looks a little bit more menacing. It looks a little bit more creepier than the last one. It looked more comedic, in the first film. But this one looks, they can easily remake this movie and turn it into a horror flick. Definitely, this can easily be. Well, technically, it is a horror flick. It's like a horror comedy. But I'm glad that Tim Burton's part of it because it wouldn't be the same without Tim Burton being involved in this project. So yeah, this was a really good trailer. So yeah, it's a little teaser trailer. Get to see, didn't ruin anything and stuff like that. It was really cool. Had some nice little Easter eggs to remember from the first film. Like the bridge and the model. Nice fucking model. And I'm not going to show off my crotch. I'm going to have to wait till I open up an OnlyFans. Sorry, no crotch shot today. Besides, if I did if I said nice fucking model and did the grab another crotch and like in the movie and I'm getting flagged and everything like that, and I don't want that. I really don't. But I digress. But yeah, the Beetle. But yeah, Jenna Ortega is going to be in the movie. Returning classics. Like Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara reprising their roles as Delia and the mother. And there was one guy next to um Winona Ryder. I don't know who that is. Um, I think we're going to find out. I'm sure. We're going to find out sooner or later. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. And so yeah, I'm definitely going to go see that movie because I love Beetlejuice. I watch it whenever it pops up on streaming or anything like that. So yeah, I'm a fan. I love it. Showtime. Some nice quotable moments in that movie too. So yeah, it's a good movie. It really is. They have a nice cast of characters in there. So yeah, um, so yeah, we shall see what happens, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it on the screen. And so yeah, I'm gonna go, but we shall see. That's right. So, all right, time for the show. We got some. We got some topics to talk about. I got to change the description. I I have to go back and change that because it doesn't look right at all. So yeah, pay no attention to the description just just for a little while. So yeah, X-Men 97 came out yesterday. They debuted with two episodes. Uh, and it's a continuation of the original X-Men Saturday morning show that they had back in the 90s, early to mid 90s. And so yeah, this is some are saying that this is a reboot. It's not a reboot. It's more like a spin-off from that because um there was some stuff left unanswered, and I think that going back to finishing the story, I guess you could say, um really means a lot because we're being reunited with some with some old favorites that we loved watching as a kid. So the nostalgia is there. The nostalgic factor is there, and the fact that it's given out to us, it's awesome. It really is. Um, I'm not going to spoil anything on that because you really have to see it for yourself. Um, should you go back and watch the original one? I mean, you can if you want to, just to be curious about what it was like back then. But there's one episode that you should watch, and that is the very last episode of the original X-Men cartoon. You need to it it plays the part. It pretty much tells the part where is going up. I've been to watch X-Men many times over because I just love the show, and especially that catchy theme song. You know, it's stuck in here. It's stuck in here forever. Same thing with the Spider-Man cartoon. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man, Spider-Blood, Spider- or whatever they say. Um, radioactive Spider-Blood. I'm just going off with some old cartoons, man. But like I said, it's a really good show. And if you've never seen it before, I do recommend you do watch it. This way you can be familiar. This way you can be excited to what you're going to be seeing in X-Men 97. So I strongly recommend that you watch it. But the last episode, to get the feel of it, and then you can go back and binge watch it. They're gonna be doing from what from what it was leaked out, there was somebody leaked out the episode list. So yeah, the episode list is leaked out, and not. I'm just tired. I'm like I had a busy day today. But anyways, um, let's see how I went this far without yawning. But no, this was really good. This was a really good. So that there's going to be 10 episodes, and they're gonna be they're gonna be airing every Wednesday. So yeah, it looks really good, and I'm really looking. I will say one thing. They shown it in in a bunch of clips. It was when Gambit was on Wolverine, and he energizes energized the claws, and it was awesome. It really was awesome. Um, I mean, that was like a really cool moment. I was like, oh man, that's got to go on a T-shirt or a poster or whatever. I mean, that was a cool shot. That really was. That was a really cool shot. I like that. And yeah, some of the voice actors from the original returned to reprise their characters, including the guy that including Wolverine. So yeah, very good, very good so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be coming up. So yeah, Disney's doing pretty good. And I noticed that Kevin Feige's name was credited in this. So yeah, this is a really cool. Like we are going to be. So we're slowly getting the X-Men into the Marvel universe, and with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out later this year, it you know it's it's going to be official. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I really am. But X-Men '97 must watch. Really awesome. You'll love it just as much as I do. So we got the good. Now we got to go to the bad. Halo season 2 had their season finale today, and what is to be said about this episode? Disappointed. I really am. You know, I'm gonna say this. There were some really good moments, like the introduction of the flood, and yeah. By the way, there is going to be some spoilers, so be prepared because I don't care. I'm spoiling this one. Yeah, because I'm saving you the trouble of watching it. But if you're curious, by all means, be my guest. But I was, I was disappointed. Like I'm actually reviewing this entire season too. Um, I was just upset. I was really upset with this season because here we would have had something unique. You know, one of the best stories that was told in the book, especially the book, and in the video game. Fall of Reach would have been perfect. Would have been a good adaptation because we haven't had that yet. This season had no noble noble team, so which would have been good. And hint that you know John 117 was going to be with them and that sort of thing. And the Fall of Reach, of course, did happen, but it was we hardly seen anything. So it was horrible. It was a disappointment. It was nice seeing the brute in the first half of the season, but it was only one brute. No grunts, which was which was also a disappointment. Um, Keys passing away, sacrificing himself. I that was a huge disappointment. The the introduction of the flood, which, like I said, the flood that they had, when they run in the flood, it was awesome. I will say that. However, the build for it was a huge disappointment. Um, it was like overall this thing was an utter disappointment. We finally get a chance to go on the ring, and everything changes. I know that they want to do a retelling of what we know. I get it, I understand, but it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment because, first of all, the season weren't the episodes weren't that long in my mind. And yeah, some of the episodes, and the episodes had a 1 hour runtime, but you were throwing in so much forced dialogue and fast dialogue. The scenes, especially in this last episode, which, okay, you wanted to throw in, you wanted to throw in the guilty spark. I get it, but you should have waited for the guilt. You did not need the guilty spark to show up in that one. You should have waited for season 3. Tell more of the, and tell more of the story of what happened. You know, the side plots was unnecessary. Um, was unnecessary. They could, you could have just did that in one episode, which should have happened that way. I'm just saying, which would have led up to this episode, and didn't really need that. But it was like all over the place. You had Spartan 11, John 117, in the duration of this season without his armor. Again, a huge disappointment because he never takes off his armor in the video games or in the books. So, yeah, it's a problem. It's a really big problem. And, you know, behind the scenes, they said, "Oh, we love the video games and everything like." But you can love the video game, but where, where in the video games or in the books have they done that? They haven't. And I played every single Halo game, including the ODST version. Just saying. And this was a huge disappointment. And I said this a couple of years ago when they finished off season 1. They didn't do one last year because of all the stuff that went down with the writer strike and everything like that. I'm pretty sure that this was supposed to be out last year, but it didn't happen because of that reason. So it was just a huge disappointment. It really was. So I think that they should just stop, leave it on the cliffhanger, do whatever. I don't care. But they need they need to put this series, the entire series needs to be rebooted. Reboot the entire show. Give it to people who know the source material, who are faithful to the source material, and have no intentions on altering the timeline. Just saying, and putting it out and giving us something unique. You know, the creature, the creatures in there were fine. I'm not complaining about that. I'm not complaining about how the you know how the flood came out and everything, but the fact is that you know there was they should have kept that open, like maybe not knowing the flood. There would be just like maybe these the people that look dead, they just you know they just appeared right there. We didn't know what it was, and then maybe hinted at the end of this episode, near the end of the episode, that there was a reason, there was some sort of like maybe hint that there was some sort of research team that went on the ring to collect samples and everything. They just happened to find um this outbreak that somehow wound up on the island, on the ring. That would have been good, because it would have been, because it's going to be like how it was in the source material, because that's where the flood came from. Just saying, and and plus also with the forerunner, learning about the forerunner technology and everything like that, which they did hint a little bit in this one, but it wasn't that well explained. Just saying, and not include the 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 guilty spark, the 343 guilty spark should not have maybe hint show it in the teaser trailer for season 3. That would have been a lot better than putting in this dumpster fire. So you had all the stuff that was there, and again, it's a huge disappointment. So so if season 3, it looks like season 3 is going to happen. Here's how I think season 3 should be. Better than the first two combined. We're talking listening to your audience, listening to your fans, especially hardcore fans like myself who are fans of the books and the video games, and listen to them. And because people, because because you're certainly not giving us this, giving the fans what who are true loyal to the Halo franchise. This isn't for them. This is for people who don't know what Halo is. And you're coming off of that, and and they're going to play the games and said, this isn't like the video, the show. They're going to look at this and said, this isn't what they do in the show. Of course not, because this is the original source material that they're playing. This is what they should have been putting it into the game. But you know what? They're more about this. That's what it is. They're more about this. And that's how it is with every single adaptation. When with any other adaptation that you see out there, it's a cash grab, because they say, "Oh, this was awesome. This was awesome. So yeah, we're going to do it this way." But that's not how it's done. It's not. It shouldn't be done that way. Can't be done that way. I mean, really, it can't be done that way. It shouldn't be done that way. It can't be done that way. And yes, I did reference the Santa Claus from Ernest Saves Christmas. But you get my drift. Because this show is not, you know, is not a, a love letter to the to the true fans of this franchise. And it's a franchise. And it's certainly not canon to to what we know. So the timeline has been altered a lot. And you're bringing in characters that, you know, that aren't true to the source material. You're and the characters that we know and love, you're killing them. I mean, I was pissed off that when Keys died in the mid season, you know, during the middle of this season, I was pissed because you didn't give him that that death. We got no Pillar of Autumn. We had no Noble Team. We had a you know the wrong placement of a major character's death. You had side characters that we never heard of, and how they're still around, I don't know. But you're putting them out there to be these characters, and I don't, you're trying to make a canon to the source material, and it's not working. You're not. Like I said, it's a huge disappointment. It really is, and I don't like it. And and yeah, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I'm complaining about this, but yet I'm watching it. But I have to watch it so that you don't have to. It's like, okay, this show sucks. Okay, all right. Tom Dog said that the show sucks. Okay, let's you know you can either watch it for yourself or you don't. But this was a horrible season, just as bad as the first season. And and listen, strike three, you're out. I'm just saying. If you're going to have a third season, don't piss off your fan. Don't piss off the diehard fans that love the franchise, because you already did it twice already. The fact that that a lot of major season two should have been focused on the fall of Reach. That would have been fine. It would have been fine. And I think it would have told the story a lot, but it would have told the story if you focused on all 8 episodes with the fall of Reach. Would have told the story in those 8 episodes. That would have been okay. I would have had no problem with that. But the fact that you threw in characters that played no significance to to that timeline. I think it was I think it was you know, you robbed the fans of giving out one of the best stories in the Halo franchise ever either put on a video game or in a book. Just saying. It's one of the most famous, you know, it's one of their best stories ever, in the Halo franchise, the fall of Reach, which builds up to Halo Combat Evolved and continuing on from there. It would have been great to have that, but you took that away from us. You took that away from diehard fans, and believe me, in my opinion, it doesn't look like you even put, you know, read the book or held a controller to even know about the source material, and it shows. It shows that you're not paying homage. It's certainly not a homage to the Halo franchise, because if you were paying homage to it, you would have at least made some references uh to some of the games. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. But instead, you're having your fans question. You're having loyal fans of the franchise questioning every single scene. Who's that? Why is he doing that? Why is he looking like that? You see what I'm getting? Every every fan is asking why instead of wow. Everyone's saying why instead of wow. Just saying. And you're upset, and you just upsetted a lot of fans, including myself. So, like I said, you didn't need Guilty Spark to show up in this one. Didn't need to. You could have kept Keys alive. Just saying. Could have could have had the Noble team on Reach. Maybe have one, Master Chief be the sixth guy. Just saying. Would have been nice. Would have been nice to have that. Maybe hint, because a lot of people were hinting that maybe that was Master Chief in Halo Reach. That's basically been a theory for a long time, which Pat should have done. Just saying. Love you, buddy. I always, you deserve your retirement. But anyways, it's so yeah. This was a horrible season, just like the first one, and you know, but and this does hurt me deeply, because when I first started Channel X, back when I was doing cable access, I was, I built this show around the Halo franchise, from the very first video game, from the very first Halo game to Halo Reach, a long time ago. And yeah, I plugged every single Halo game from that moment on. So yeah, it was a pretty big deal. We're talking really big deal. So much, in fact, that when I premiered my news, when I premiered my ongoing segment, the Channel X Hall of Fame, that the Halo franchise was the very first inductee. It was. So this and it was one of my best shows I've ever done back then. And this was a really great show. And I treated it like an actual Hall of Fame induction ceremony. That's how real this was. You know, didn't have any trophies or anything like that. Or no, just basically giving it, showing respect to a franchise that meant so much to me. I collected the, I had a nice Halo, shrine, and now it's in boxes because you know I have no place to put it and to show for it, and it's sad because I want to, that this is a really cool thing, and the fact that I'm not going to be able to show that off is a disappointment. But here we have a wonderful franchise tainted by Hollywood greed. And let's face it, this is Hollywood greed that we're looking at there, because not one of these even thought about putting up a controller, or even or even read the book, which The Fall of Reach is one of my favorite stories that I've ever read. And it's not often I read books, but when I do, I'm that invested in it. And one of my other favorite sci-fi novels that I read was Area 51. And I don't have that book anymore because it's ruined. It got ruined. At least we talk about that, the better. But if I ever get that book again, I'm going to grab it because it was a good read. But I still have my Halo books, and The Fall of Reach is one of my favorites, one of my personal favorites. And the fact that we didn't get a chance to see everything play out this season, because you should have season 2 should have been all about The Fall of Reach. Just saying, would have been done that way. But I was just disappointed. Oh, when we get close, when we find out if there's going to be a season 3, I'll talk more about it later, and I'll put up my own little list on what should we put, what should we put, because I don't have the time nor the strength to be talking about it in this episode tonight. Because I got one more topic to talk about before we call it a night. And it is my review of Quiet on the Set. It's a docu-series that was out, and yeah, let's talk about this. Um, it it was a very, very um I don't know how to describe this document, but it was really, to me, if I were to sum it up in one word, um, shocking, I guess is the appropriate word to describe this documentary. A lot of stuff going on going on behind the scenes of some of the fame, popular um, Nickelodeon shows at the time. Um, what was going on behind the scenes? Um, a lot of it being um, throwing in some sexual innuendos, um, and they're using children as the ones performing these inappropriate things. And I know that the writer, and I know it's not them that are doing that, because you know, they're young, they don't really know any better and everything like that. But when you have writers doing the material, someone should have proofread these scripts at that time. And another thing that they should have did was background checks of some of the crew members. If you're going to have a crew, you need to have background checks because the stuff that I saw um really disgust me. Especially what happened to Drake Bell. And now that that his story was coming out, there was some misinterpretation when Drake Bell was having had his problems and everything, but it looked like there was some sort of PDST, um PD, PTSD going on there, post traumatic stress disorder, because of what had happened to him when he was you know on these on some of these Nick shows. I know from what I understand, he got to start off on the Amanda show, and then he was so popular that he got into Drake and Josh. But yeah, it was just a really bad scene to do that. And the guy that was running these shows, Dan Schneider, I didn't know, and I completely forgot that he was on Head of the Class before he started doing this stuff for Nickelodeon. And I used to watch that show. It was actually a really good show. So yeah, I was like, I knew, and on the top of my mind, whenever they showed him on camera and everything like that, I was like, who is that guy? I was like, where did I see him before? And then it hit me. He was on Head of the Class, and I was like, what? Holy shit! So yeah, you know, so now he's doing all these Nick shows. All right, cool. Behind closed doors, we didn't know what was going on. As But then when years later, when all these people are getting arrested, and Dan Schneider is in the brunt of things. Yeah, it was really horrible, and there's already videos popping up online and on social media, involving Ariana Grande, um, doing adult innuendos and everything. Not saying, now granted, there were you know shows were doing, those shows were doing that with on other shows, but when Ariana Grande did though did some of that stuff, it was more talked about because I mean, look at her now. I mean, she's a you know highly popular pop star, but you know, but going back into her early work, it's hard to watch now, knowing that what was going on over there. And yeah, it did not. Looking back at it, if you're a kid that grew up watching these shows, and you look at all the stuff now about what happened with them, now knowing what you know now, it is pretty messed up because at the time, kids don't know any better, don't really know any better, and you hear that old line, kids being kids. So, but now we're all adults, And you see all this stuff and you see, wow, you know, automatically we're adults now. We're adults now. Some of us may have families of their own, and it's like, you know what, I don't want my kids watching what we used to watch. It was too risque. I don't want my kid watching Ren and Stimpy because I don't even watch Ren and Stimpy now. And and it sucks knowing that I loved Ren and Stimpy and now knowing what was going on behind closed doors and now it came out. It doesn't look good for him. It doesn't look good for John Kay. And yeah, his career is ruined. And now there's talk about that Ren and Stimpy may be rebooted and John Kay has um no creative control over that, which is good. But knowing what we know about that, is it going to be successful? Probably not. Because if John Kay didn't do the things that he did, allegedly, it's it would have been a good fit for it would have been a good fit for Paramount Plus to capture it, and it would have been awesome. It would have been really really awesome to see the version of Ren and Stimpy that John Kay wanted to put out so many years ago, but couldn't because everybody said no. But now, knowing what we know now about him, fuck him. So, hey, me being real. So it's just a um that he pretty much killed Ren and Stimpy. Just saying. And if that show's going to get rebooted, it's not going to be the same. Knowing how John Kay's vision wasn't what he wanted, and anybody who knows about that is going to be like, I don't know how you can top that, or at least make it into the image that he wanted. Just saying. I mean, we had a taste of it with the adult party cartoon, but I don't think that was the story that. I don't think that that's what he wanted either. I think he wanted to make it more risque, where the characters are swearing, there's tons of nudity, and yeah, and maybe Ren and Stimpy maybe having you know um anatomically correct parts. Let's put it that way. And maybe, you know, actually watching them have sex because it was rumored that they were, that Ren and Stimpy were gay. But then when the adult party cartoon, I was shocked to see what I saw. Just saying. you know, I mean, really, it's it's tough to watch now. Like I said, knowing what we know now, it is. It's tough for me because I'm heartbroken. I really am. And I'm not gonna lie, the only things that I saw from those Nickelodeon shows, those live action comedy shows, was all that. And Dan Schneider had a part in that, and hey, it was good. But knowing what I know now, am I gonna watch it? I don't know. I really don't know. But I will say this, and do I think he's he's considered a Nickelodeon version of Harvey Weinstein? Yes and no. I mean, let's be real. We don't know if he had any sexual things going on behind closed doors involving either the kids or the parents. I don't know, because what do I know? I'm just a fan that watches these shows. You know, I don't know what was going on behind closed doors because I wasn't there. But you know, when they had some of the the former cast members who tell their side of the story, including Drake Bell, which you know I got to give him credit. His story is more tragic than I say. Well, not to say that the others were sad. Drake's Drake's story was you know was the most talked about one, because what was going on behind closed doors, especially when that guy who was you know a pedophile, and we never even knew that. Nobody knew that was what was going on, and yeah, it was depressing. And knowing what we know now, you know, Drake Bell's turning his life around, because with the DUIs and everything like that, it was it was really sad, and I'm glad that he got the help that he did. I'm really glad, because you see a lot of you see a lot of former child stars who later on, when they're older, they get into this dramatic thing, and it's so sad to see some of these stories, and you either come out of it or you don't. And I'm glad that a lot of that a lot of these child stars moved on to better things, but the pain and the memories were still there, and they were open to discuss about it. Only thing is, we don't know what the hell happened with Amanda Bynes. And you know, that's a story I would like to hear, especially coming from her. Like, you know, she needs to tell her sides of the story just as much as everybody, just as much as Drake Bell did. I would like to hear what she has to say about it, because I mean, you take a look at her story and all the trouble that she was in later on. Yeah, it's really sad if you think about it. It really is. But then you have Jeanette McCurdy, who was on, iCarly, and then on Victorious, or no, Sam and Cat. I'm sorry, Sam and Cat. She, you know, she had a lot of going on, and that was she had it tough too, and she wrote a best-selling novel, and and telling her side of the story and everything like that. So yeah, it was a really big deal, and it it was a tough thing, man. It was really tough, but this whole this docu series is very depressing, but I highly recommend that you watch this documentary if you haven't seen it yet, and it's on HBO Max. You can watch it right now, or Max. But yeah, it was a really sad story on all accounts and everything like that. So that's why I think that Dan Schneider, I think, is and isn't you know compared to Harvey Weinstein. But thank God he didn't do anything to those kids, because I would have openly said, yeah, he. So yeah, man, it's so sad to see this whole story, and a lot of the kids growing up, and they grew up with these characters. I didn't, because I was the wrong age to watch it. So yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to watch all that. So, and let's face it, I do like that show. But now, know what I know now, will I watch Good Burger? No, probably not. But we shall see. Well, I'm looking at the time, and yeah, I gotta get going to bed. I'm tired. I got a busy day tomorrow. I'm always busy. I'm a busy guy. I'm a really busy guy. So, I got places to go and nothing to do. So, but and plus also my drink is starting to run. I still got some drink left. It really is. Ugh. But, I thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you miss any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. What did you think of Halo Season 2 or X-Men 97? Let us know in the comment section down below. Ringy dingy that bell so you stay notified on what I'm going to be doing next. Oh, sure. My little prop, which I dropped on the floor. Sorry, buddy. But dang it. Ringy dingy that bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. Don't forget gg.com, but w.gg, save 10%, save 10% of your purchase at w.gg. Use the promo code Brill at checkout, and you'll be glad you did. And be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could be doing for all small streamers like myself, and we will love you for it. We'll love you forever. We won't hound you or anything like that, but we will show you that love. And you got to do this one thing. One thing doesn't cost you nothing, and that is face hug that subscribe button. I know I phoned that closure a lot. I wanted to be a little bit serious tonight. Um, Again, go to w.gg, use promo code Brill at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. And yeah, that's pretty much all the time I have. So yeah, that's all. You I will be back here on Saturday with another episode of Wrestling Prime. We're gonna have a fun episode on that. Getting ready for WrestleMania and have some AEW news as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. And till then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Love you all.